am Carol Angela Davis. I've got your commentary. Now listen, folks, let me tell you something. They got to all go. Every single one of them has to go, starting with Donald Trump, of course. And he can be impeached. We don't really care how. Just get him out. And of course, we hope we get him out of the country, but nobody wants him. So that's going to be real hard to do. But they all have to go. They all have to go. Trump, we know he incited that riot, that insurrection. There's no question. Those 147 Republicans, they joined him in that. They violated the 14th Amendment, Section 3. I'm going to read it to you, and I have to ask you to pay attention. It's very short. No, this is what it says, and this is how we're going to get rid of the whole kit and caboodle. No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, don't forget that, under the United States or under any state. That's right, who having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States, none of those people shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. So it's not just them, it's them and all the people that gave them aid or comfort. That's about 147 people we know right now that need to go. All right, those are the 147 members of Congress who voted against the country. Now, we already know corporate America says it's going to stop funding them. Good. Fund the people that are running against them that are decent Americans. Politico is saying that some White House staff members are worried about getting a job. Seriously? Who would hire you? If a company hires you, I'm not doing business with that company because you dealt in lies, and you dealt in lies so tough that even though Americans were dying every day, so far 370,000, you did not care enough about the truth and about America to tell the truth, and you stood by. You're not employable by any company with any ethics or any standards. So people, if they hire them, you know what to do, right? Okay. All right, so the editor of Forbes is saying there has to be some repercussions for the actions that these people took of not telling the truth. This group of white supremacists, white separatists, they are so sick with hate and racism that they can't see the irony in their own position, because imagine them calling for unity. Unity? You separated everybody. Oh, it's just so sick. They're brain dead, which of course we now understand that intelligence actually counts when you're running the country or you're working for the people that are running the country. We do need you to be smart enough to do the job, and these people clearly aren't because they can't think for themselves. We don't need robots. But the question is, has America figured it out? And we don't know. Okay, we know that everybody else, white America, everybody else understands it, and a lot of white America understands it, but we need all of white America to see that the white supremacists, the white separatists are tearing up this country, and they have to go. Everybody else stay at the party, okay? And when it comes to the police, folks, we've been telling them for decades that the KKK had infiltrated the police departments. I mean, we felt that in the streets, and they are so blind that they couldn't even see. Imagine this man in New York City. His name is James Cobell. He's just resigned. Now, he's the one who was the head of the office that led workplace anti-discrimination. That was his job with NYPD. That's what he did. And all the while he's on the internet on a site called Rant that is used by NYPD officers. He's on there talking and saying horrible things about blacks, about Jews, about LGBTQ community, just ranting about them. And he's head of anti-discrimination. And we know he was discriminating. Okay, but we know this because we know that these people are in these jobs. They're bosses. They're in charge of hirings and firings and promotions and demotions, and we come across them every day, and they're not giving us a fair shake, and we're sick of it. This moron, the name again, James Cobell, this man is so ridiculous that he actually has resigned his job because he didn't think he could get a fair trial. What is wrong with these people? A fair trial? When did he ever care about fairness to anyone other than someone who, as long as they weren't black, and we're sure they weren't Latino, weren't Jewish, or weren't LGBTQ, I guess those people could have fairness, but nobody else could. But you see, America is progressing because we are exposing these people, and we are going to get rid of these people. Period. They're gone. Now, what about the U.S. Supreme Court? I do want to take a second to spend on that because of Clarence Thomas. You know, he's such a problem. Clarence Thomas's wife, Jenny Thomas, we're going to go back to the 14th Amendment, Section 3 to see where he fits because we can get rid of him. Jenny Thomas endorsed the white supremacist. She's married to a white woman named Jenny Thomas, okay? She endorsed the white supremacist insurrection against the country. Yes, she did, people, and then sent her love to the insurrectionists who are, of course, the violent cabal that tore up the Capitol. Now, remember, this is Clarence Thomas, a black man, married to a white woman who preaches white separatism. First of all, he doesn't need to be on, he just needs to go home because he can't figure it out. And self-hate is deep. All right, so but this woman, this is what she did. She sent her love to the insurrectionists. Now, remember, 5 people died, including a police officer, and we're now hearing that another police officer may lose an eye, and several other police officers were very seriously injured. There has to be a conflict of interest. You can't be on the U.S. Supreme Court, where, as the 14th Amendment says, Section 3 says, where you took an oath to serve the U.S. Constitution at the judicial level, in fact, the highest court of the land, while your wife is encouraging an insurrection. Because remember, the 14th Amendment, Section 3 says you cannot give aid and comfort to anyone who does this. So if he is giving aid and comfort to his wife, and I don't know about you, but I haven't heard him say anything against her actions. If you're giving aid and comfort, if he's giving aid and comfort to his wife, then he's got to go. We've been trying to get Clarence Thomas off the Supreme Court for forever because he's doing nothing for anyone but the white separatists. So now it's time to go. I'm Carol Angela Davis. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for Ask Dr. K. She's going to talk to you about fasting. We'll be right back.